So welcome for our yoga session. Let's take a comfortable seat for a few minutes where we can have a mindfulness sort of settling in. So if you'll find your upright place, you can put your hands in your lap. Sit comfortably on a couple of blankets, or for some of you on a couple of blocks if you prefer that. And you're welcome to close your eyes. And imagine that like closing the curtains on the world outside. You can turn your awareness to the world on the inside. Allow your breathing to help bring you in and down. So come into your body and down from the head, also into your body. We might begin by noticing when we invite the breath to help us, our mind, go down into the body, where do we feel welcomed? And where do you feel prohibited? Where is there maybe tension in the body such that you feel you can't actually breathe? Maybe in the lower belly, for example. And then notice what happens when you give attention to something. Such as when you discover perhaps you're not breathing that deeply in the pelvis and you place your mind there. We don't add any demand, but we could offer an invitation for the breath to come down into the pelvis. What happens when you place your attention there? There's no right answer to the question. Now explore to see if you can have the breath keep dropping down while you lengthen your spine up. So keep your mind and your breath moving downwards into the pelvis, but lengthen vertebrae by vertebrae upwards. And simply noticing how that's been for you. Now bring your hands to your heart. Remind yourself that becoming aware of things or noticing things is really powerful, even if at first you might not know where to put the information that you see or what you discover. But giving yourself unconditional attention, sort of warm regard for whatever your experience is, that's also reparative. And you may bow your head to your heart. And release your hand. Open your eyes. Here come the kittens. So one of the things that's common in Hunger, Hope, and Healing is that we have had a mentality about our bodies or ourselves or our lives that something has to be fixed. Like there's a perpetual need to fix something. For example, we should be ready for spring means for lots of us, we should have a certain physique or a certain attitude. We should be prepared in a certain way. And so we might have a habit of looking into the body and seeing like this sensation or that sensation. And we might associate those discoveries with, what do I have to do about it? What do I have to fix about that sensation? What do I have to do with that part of my body? And I'm going to ask you this afternoon not to have that particular part of the attitude, but to really sense instead that you're giving attention unconditionally with a kind of respectful regard for the sensations themselves. And this kind of attention that you're giving, I call that reparative, because often what has happened is when we've gotten negative attention, or let's say even toxic attention, or critical attention, of course we flinched. We felt something inside, like we should fix ourselves, or we should be different somehow, or there's something wrong with us that displeases somebody else, and we have enough body memory of that. So to the extent possible, when you're practicing yoga, we're trying to set that particular mental habit aside and cultivate a new habit where the inner experience is something that we learn to welcome. We turn towards it with curiosity and warmth, which may be a rare experience if you were to go through like your life Rolodex going back in time and ask yourself, when you were in pain or sick or confused or overwhelmed or scared, what kind of responses were you getting from people, anybody, but particularly from your earliest kind of holding environment, your earliest family. So if you got messages about something being wrong with you, or that you should fix things because it'll make the world around you more harmonious, then this is an especially important teaching for you today, that we're not trying to fix a sensation. We're really asking, can we notice, where are we welcomed in the body? Where does the body feel resistant? How can we learn from our body's experience? What is it saying to us? And can we listen? So with that in mind, I'd like you to have 2 blocks nearby and in reach. Put your blankets aside with whatever you were sitting on. Come onto your back, please, and also have your yoga strap within reach. When you first lie down, go ahead and have the knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. You can rest your hands on the lower pelvis or the hip bones. And as you change positions from vertical now to supine, listen to see, where does the breath feel welcomed? And keep it really simple. Any place your breath does not feel welcome right now, and can you just observe that and also respect it? You're not going to force the body to receive the breath in a certain place. We're just noticing. Place your fingertips on your hip bones and do your best to keep the pelvic bones stable as you pick up your right ankle and cross it over your left knee. Press the right knee open, just using the hip muscles to do that, and check if your pelvis remained pretty neutral or did it tip down to the right. And in fact, helping it to stay neutral or centered is not that we're fixing something that's broken, but we're giving guidance to the body to come into ideal alignment or optimal positioning. And notice, if your hip did tip down, what does it take to maintain a neutral pelvis? Where do you need tone? In the muscles of the abdomen, not in the teeth or the eyes, but in the abdomen. Let the breath be smooth in and out through the nose. Continue to press the right knee open away from your chest and open your right arm out to the side. And then roll your pelvis to the left, keeping your right leg and your left thigh as one unit here. So as you're rolling a little bit to the left, some of you are going to find that you can come down to the floor. Others are going to find that it would be helpful to put your blanket stack, and I'll demonstrate that since my blankets are right here. You can put the blanket stack for your knee and your foot to rest on. Press the right knee open using the outer hip muscles. Let's ask again, where inside does the breath feel welcomed? Notice anywhere where the breath does not feel welcomed, and respectfully kind of nod at that part of the body. You don't have to change it. You can notice if there are subtle changes when you give attention, even to a place that is in resistance. Please rotate your head to the right. And keeping the right knee pressed open so your right hip joint feels open, let's roll the pelvis back to center. Roll your head back to center. And then place your right foot down. And bring both hands back to the pelvis. And cross your left ankle over your right knee. And as you do that, I did that quickly. Let me slow us down and say, can you keep the pelvic bones neutral? So when you cross over, you might notice if the pelvis tips, usually it'll tip to the left if there's, let's say, a question mark or an alignment issue in the left hip, or if there's a source of weakness in the right low belly, often the pelvis will tip to the left. So as you notice that, we ought to be able to keep the pelvis pretty level and cross and uncross the ankle from the knee. Okay, so press the left knee open. Let's make the hips level to the extent that you can. Notice what it takes to create that. In other words, what does it take not to succumb to tipping down to the left? And the answer should not be brute strength or your elbows or your teeth or your tongue, but something in the inner belly and the inner pelvis. The left arm out to the side. And begin to rotate your pelvis as one unit with your left leg and your right thigh. Let's go to the right. And it might be helpful for those of you who'd like to bring the floor closer, you could put your blocks or your blankets, or for some, you may find that your leg comes comfortably down to the floor and it'll look like the left knee is pointing up towards the ceiling. Notice where the breath feels welcomed. And any place where it doesn't. Notice what happens when you bring attention to any place where the breath or the body feel like they're resisting. And again, you're not trying to coerce anything, you're not trying to fix anything. I'm just noticing that sometimes there's parts of the body that might feel apprehensive or a little bit resistant. And turn your gaze to your left. Kula. Are the kittens chasing you? Let's inhale, raise back up to center. Place your fingers on your hip bones and see if you can keep the pelvis level and uncross your left ankle to place your foot back down. And now we're going to work with a coordination process between the brain and the body. And my kitten is going to be in the way. We'll see what he does in response to the actions. So you're going to need a space for your knees to go side to side and for your arms to go out to the side as well. So let's start with the arms out in a T shape and check that you have that kind of space. And then check that both knees can go down to the left and both knees can go down to the right without knocking into something. And once you have a sense of that side to side and the space you need, then come to center. Kula. Okay, let's breathe in when the nose and the knees are centered. And then exhale, take your knees to the left and your nose to the right. Inhale your knees and your nose to center. And exhale, take your knees to the right and your nose to the left. Inhale, rise to center so that your knees and your nose meet at the same time. And then exhale, knees left, nose right, traveling at different speeds because they have different distances to go. Inhale to center. Exhale, knees to the right, nose to the left. Continue as you go, and if you're hearing the sound of sleet on the metal roof, that's what's happening. It's now sleeting outside in Portland. This might be why the cats were running around like crazy, because there's a pressure system in the weather. Let's go one more time, please. Knees to the right, nose to your left. And then inhale, bring that back up to center. And pause. And notice how it was for you to coordinate your body parts and your breath. How was the coordination for your mind? So let's take the feet a little bit wider apart with the knees still bent. And then bring both knees down to your left side. So they're going to be in kind of a Z position, right? They're not going to be touching each other. And in that little Z position, stretch your right arm opposite. And turn your gaze to your right. And let's imagine we're kind of unwinding the right hemisphere of the body here. So stretch the right arm out, turn your gaze to the right, open the right chest and shoulder, right rib cage. And as you come down into the belly, picture the right thigh doing an internal rotation. And reach into your right knee. And then ask yourself, where does the breath feel invited or welcomed? Any place where it feels resistance or apprehension. And without making any of your experiences bad or wrong, notice what happens when you give attention to a place that might feel apprehensive. And give attention like you might give to a friend who's feeling apprehensive. And then roll yourself slowly back to center. Raise the knees by using the inner belly muscles to bring them back up. And let's take the knees down to the right now. Watching out for cats who are afraid of sleet on the metal roof. It's okay, Nakula. Reach the left arm opposite and turn your gaze to your left. As you reach through the left upper torso and chest, imagine unwinding tension in the left shoulder, even the left armpit, the lymph glands, the chest muscles. And then down through the left leg like an internal rotation, a little bit like a barber pole or a corkscrew. Lengthen through your left thigh. And listen for anywhere in your body where there's a warm welcome to the breath, and any place where there's a difficulty. Any place of apprehension, or maybe even places of numbness are there. And I'm suggesting that you greet everything that you observe with a respectful regard. Whatever your body's holding, whatever apprehension is there. Connect into the lower belly and use your lower abdomen to raise your knees up as you also roll your nose back up to center. And relax a few moments to notice how your body greets you when you get back to center. And let's take the yoga strap, please. We're going to practice the familiar yoga pose, but we're going to add a little bit of nerve gliding or nerve flossing. So if you'll take the left leg and stretch it straight out, and then the right foot goes up in the strap, and you make the loop the size that you need it to be. Your hand can come in to share the strap with your foot. I do have a metal roof right here, and so that's pretty strong sleep. Let's imagine it's a personal concert from nature. We're breathing in and breathing out. In this position, when your right leg is up, of course, you may feel through your hamstrings and your calf muscle. But to bring this into a nerve flossing opportunity, what I'd like you to do on the inhale, you're going to press the toes up. On the exhale, pull the toes down and raise your head towards your leg. And then inhale, press the toes up and lower your head and shoulders down. Exhale, bring the toes down, raise your head up, your chin towards your chest. Inhale, take the right toes up and your head and shoulders down. Exhale. Inhale, continue. So when we're breathing in, the head comes down, the toes go up. The nerve pathway gets longer. When we exhale, it gets shorter. When we exhale, bring the toes down and your chin up and in. The nerve pathway gets longer. We inhale. And then last one, exhale. And inhale to come down. Okay, release your right foot from the strap. Take your right leg out next to your left leg. Pet your cat behind the ears. And notice the weight of your right leg on the floor next to your left leg. Or the feeling of vibrancy or circulation, perhaps. Okay, now take the left leg up in the strap. And bring your left hand in and around. Okay, again, we're going to be using the stretch, let it warm up a little bit, then we're going to be using it for nerve gliding or nerve flossing also. So notice the sensations in your body and also your response to those sensations. Hi, Panda. Did you get a little scared? The sleet is not coming indoors, you guys. Not as far as I know. Okay, with the inhale, press the mounds of the toes of your left foot up against the strap. So now the nerve pathway is shorter. It's considered slack in this position. It's not completely slack, of course. And then you're going to exhale, toes down, head and chin up. Inhale, lower your head down, point the toes up against the strap. Exhale, toes down, chin into the throat. Inhale. And twice more. And once more. And then release your left foot from the strap. And again, lay your left leg out next to your right leg. And notice how the legs are feeling. And also your relationship to sensation in your body right now. Okay, please bend your knees, roll to your side, and come up to sitting. And then we're going to be using table pose and a couple of yoga blocks. So let's put the strap aside. The blankets can just be scooched out of the way. Okay. So we're going to place the two blocks so that you have your hands elevated for table pose. And in table pose, you can put the knees kind of just underneath the hips and slightly behind your hips. Sometimes the microphone picks up on the kittens purring and they sound like little lions. So that might be happening, a little background noise. Okay, in this position, now take the right hand and the right block and reach it forward. And keeping the left arm straight, draw the hips slightly back. Keeping the left arm straight here means that you're having a little twist of the upper back to your left as the hips try to go back symmetrically towards the wall behind you, and they're not going to go very far. Now bring your chin in towards your throat. And then inhale and shift your body weight forward. Make the left arm vertical again. Step the right hand and the right block back. And then take the left hand forward. Keep the right arm straight. There's going to be a temptation to bend your elbows, so keep it straight. Glide your hips back. You're going to be causing a little rotation in your thoracic spine, but take both hips back equally. And bring your chin in towards your throat. And draw the left hip back. Keep the right elbow straight. And then inhale and glide forward until your right arm is vertical. Place the left block and the right block so that they're equal. Hi, Panda. Yeah. Well, I'm going to put these blocks aside. You can have them. Okay. Now place your hands on the floor in table pose and then step your right hand well forward of your left hand on the floor. And this time as you reach back, touch your left elbow down and relax the weight of your head. Let's press the right fingers and the right thumb firmly into the floor. And notice again where you can have your body really receiving the breath. Where does it feel welcomed? Where do you notice any kind of apprehension or resistance? And what kind of attitude would you like to bring towards that resistance or apprehension? Every sensation has its expression and may be regarded with respect. And with your next inhale, press into your left palm and return to table pose. And then step your left hand well ahead of your right. Press your claws into the floor. Lower the right elbow down. Relax the weight of your head. Your chin can come towards your throat. And as you're gliding back like this, press into your right elbow for support. Press your left palm firmly down. So the pose will have a feeling like it's a little bit taut. The way that when you set up your tent, you want to make sure the tent stakes are firmly placed in the ground. Notice the first sensations that arise while also keeping a welcoming attitude towards the next sensation and the next sensation. And listen for anywhere in the body where you feel like the breath is not able to move freely or easily. Don't force anything, simply acknowledge that that is happening. And then inhale, press into your right hand, step your left hand back to table pose. And let's sit back to kneeling or take a couple of blocks to sit on. So you can sit in what we call Vadrasana. And you can do that by sitting on a block like this, or sitting on a medium, or sitting on a couple of blocks. Rest your hands in your lap, please. And take notice how things feel inside. Just a really simple yoga practice. What is happening for your mind or your body? We're going to take the two blankets and one of the blocks. So let's put the two blankets on your yoga mat horizontally. And the block is going to be there for your head. Okay, as you place the two blankets, this is like using a bolster. So if you had a bolster, you could also substitute that. Let's place the shoulder blades on the blanket as you lie backwards. So put your cat on the left. Good job, Nakula. And then place the block on the medium setting underneath your head. So something like this. Take the arms out into a T shape. Now where the blanket is, you want to have a sense that the shoulder blades are on the blanket and just tipping off the backside of the blanket. But your elbows can come down towards the floor. Put your other cat next to your left shoulder. Hi, Bindi. Hi, honey. That sleep was kind of scary, huh? A little bit scary? It's okay. Okay. So in this position, I'd like you now to bring attention to your left hand. And as you inhale, make a fist. Squeeze your left hand firmly. Then exhale, relax your left hand. Inhale, squeeze your right fist. Exhale, relax. Inhale, squeeze the left. Keep your eyes closed, but gaze to your left inside. Exhale, release. Squeeze your right hand with the eyes closed, gaze to your right. Exhale, release your right hand. Squeeze your left hand and your left forearm and gaze to your left with the eyes closed. Exhale, relax. Squeeze your right hand and right forearm, gaze to your right. Exhale, relax. Squeeze your left hand, raise your left arm a couple inches and squeeze all the way to your shoulder blade. Gaze to your left without opening the eyes. And exhale, relax. Now the right side. Squeeze, raise your right arm a couple inches. Keep the eyes closed, but gaze to your right. And exhale to relax. Take the legs out straight on the floor. Squeeze the toes of both feet and pull the tops of your feet towards your knees, squeezing the foot muscles as well. And breathe in, gaze down behind your cheekbones. Exhale, relax your feet and your eyes. Squeeze your toes and your feet and your calves and your knees. Inhale, gaze down behind your cheekbones. Exhale, relax. Now squeeze the toes, the feet, the calves, the knees, the thighs, and your hips. Gaze down behind your cheekbones. And exhale to relax. Now I'm going to ask you to squeeze your feet and legs and hips, hands and arms and shoulders, and you'll squeeze your face towards your nose like a raisin. Okay, so inhale and squeeze both arms, both legs, and your face. And exhale to relax. Do that twice more. So squeeze your feet and hands and your face and arms and legs. And exhale to relax. Once more. And exhale to relax. Bend your knees and roll to the side where the kittens are not in your way. And spin about so your knees can go over those two blankets. You guys feel safer in here with me? The sleep is not going to come get you, I promise. Nope. Sleep doesn't work that way, honey. Don't chew on any cables, okay? Okay, so when you lie down here, we're going to have the legs just gently supported by the blankets. You could place your hands on your hip bones once again, if that's comfortable to do, or one hand on the belly, one on the heart. Close your eyes. I'm going to ask you to extend a kind of internal goodwill towards your body, releasing this sense of internal pressure that somehow you should be different or you should be somehow always fixing something about yourself. So while we rest in this class, let's imagine this goodwill that you're extending inwardly towards your body. We're going to make this internal goodwill. We're going to be specific. We'll use a little mantra that goes with this. So I'm going to ask you to come down to noticing your feet and towards the feet directly. You could say to the feet, may you be well. May you be healthy. And just offering that to your feet. Feet and toes, arches, the tops of your feet. May you be well. May you be happy. And you can offer that to your whole self. May I be well. May I be healthy. And down to the ankles. What a complex joint the ankles are. Rest your mind there on your ankles. You can say, may you be well. May you be healthy. Speaking towards yourself, may I be well. May I be healthy. And coming to the calves and the shins. Notice all the sensations there and the presence of your calf muscles and your shin bones. And you can offer here too, may you be well. May you be healthy. Bring to yourself, may I be well. May I be healthy. Make the kneecaps, the knee joints. May you be well. May you be healthy. To yourself, may I be well. May I be healthy. And come to the thighs. So your thighs now, it's feet, ankles, shins and knees and thighs. May you be healthy. May you be well. To the pelvis, including all the organs in the deep lower belly. May you be healthy. May you be whole. May you be well. May you be vital. And speaking towards yourself, may I be healthy and whole and well and vital. Including the entirety of the trunk, the pelvis and the abdomen, the ribs, your torso, your heart. For this entire region of the body, you can say, may you be healthy, may you be whole, may you be well and vital. You say this on your own behalf, from the feet all the way up to the trunk and to your whole being. May I be healthy. May I be whole. May I be well. May I be vital. And then down through the arms, toward your hands, your fingers and your thumbs. You can offer the same prayer to the arms. May you be healthy. May you be whole. May you be well. May you be vital. Including the entirety of the body and yourself. May I be healthy. May I be whole. May I be well. May I be vital. Up to your face and your senses, eyes and ears, nose, tongue. May you be healthy. May you be whole. May you be well. May you be vital. Include your entire being, your present life, your past experiences in this life, all the years you've been here, and what lies ahead for you. May you be healthy. May you be whole. May you be well. May you be vital. In the inner feeling tone of your mind and your body, go ahead and wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bend the knees. And again, I'd like you to roll in such a way as you don't disturb your kittens. And please come up to sitting. When you come up to your seat, sit in a way that is comfortable for you for a couple of minutes. You can rest your hands in your lap. You're welcome to close your eyes. Notice the relationship you now have with your body and with sensations, with your mind or your mood, even with your breath or with your brain. Your hands together at your heart. A little mental snapshot, a little mental memory of your feeling tone right now. And then you can appreciate yourself for making the effort to practice this class. Thank you very much. Namaste. What do you think, Nakula? I'm going to stop the recording so we can be together.